Okay, here's a short tutorial using the wall tool to create theatrical flats, and importantly flats which maybe have a non-squared top edge. Hopefully it'll become obvious in a minute. So I'm just going to use the wall tool, and I have a separation on that wall of, just go up and show you, of 75 mil, kind of, or 3 inches if you like, but we'll call it 75 mil, and I'm going to draw that maybe just like 2440 sheet wide. I should really make sure it doesn't have an angle on it. 2440. Just going to hold down the shift key to lock it, and that's our wall there. I'm going to extrude that up. That is 6 meter flat, and then just spin it around to right isometric. Give it a little OpenGL render. So that's our flat there. The good thing about the wall tool is that we can add doors and windows into it using the door and window tool down there, the building tools. So again, I'm just going to go back to the top plan, can find it a little easier, and I'm going to drop a door into it. I'm sure you're all familiar with this. There's a door in the center, and I can choose by moving the mouse which way I want it. It has settings: structural opening, 910 width to 100 high, square. All these things can be edited as long as it remains a door and it remains set in the wall. So I'll put that back to kind of a isometric view and make the OpenGL. Other thing with the door I can do is I can go into settings and I can choose 3D visualization and draw the door open at 45 degrees, for example, if I wanted to show that in a model a bit clearer as to which way it opens. Anyway, that's all well and good, but what happens if let's just go to front view. If you have a keypad with a numeric keypad to the side of it, to the right, you can flip around these views much quicker. I don't have that at the moment here at home. Anyway, if I wanted to trim off that corner of that because the flat is a strange angle, say I chose the trim tool, and I wanted to kind of, that's my kind of trim of the flat, the little black arrow there saying which side I want to keep. There I go, I've trimmed it off, but the wall has ceased to become, or flat has ceased to become a wall and is now a solid section, and the door is just a gap. It's changed its properties, which isn't very good. If I want to add a window into that later on, for example, or change anything about the door, I've lost all that ability. Likewise, I could do a top plan. I could do another piece. I could maybe try and angle a piece on the top. Let's have a go at that. Front. Could maybe try and use the Polyline Tool there, and if I want to kind of subtract, does that look like a curve there weirdly? So I want to subtract, yes, I've got something weird going on there. I certainly don't want to subtract that shape. I want to, let's see, that's better. Playing properly now. So I wanted to try and subtract that off. So I draw my triangle, extrude it by the 75 mil. I need to go back to the top plan to make sure that the two pieces are in the same plane, which they clearly aren't. Bring that one down so they're all at 0 rather than vice versa. Make sure it exists there, and then I can go back to the front and I can say select both of them. If you've done the 3D modeling stuff, you'll know that the model subtracts solids. Select the object, big one, and there it goes. So that's better because the door remains a door in this version. See, it's still got a door there, and it's still called a door, but the wall still isn't a wall, it's a solid subtraction there. So I still, if I want to go back and use the window tool, obviously you can change the sequence of your modeling, but I can't insert a window into that because it's no longer a wall, it's a solid subtraction. So kind of fixed it a little bit, but not ideally. We're going to get rid of that. So I discovered a tool which is in another workspace. So this time I'm going to do something even more complicated. I'm going to use the Polyline Tool. Hopefully it won't go. And I'm just going to make, say the top of my flat has a jaggy. I'm sure the word jaggy's hilarious for anybody without a Scottish accent. Say I want to make that shape. So my wall's going to be spiky at the top. Jaggy, spiky, lots of great things. I'm going to extrude that with 75 again. I'm going to make sure the two are existing in the same space there, so it's overlapping, but I'm not going to use the solid subtraction. Let's put that back to isometric so you can see what's going on. This time I'm going to go to my tools and workspaces, and I need to change the architectural architect. Now while that changes over, there's a command in the architectural workspace which doesn't exist in the Spotlight workspace, or I can't find it. Feel free to put some comments if I'm looking in the wrong place. But within the AC, there is a fit walls to objects command there, which if I do that, again making sure I've selected the wall, fit walls to objects, contain the tops of the selected wall to the objects. Okay, and there it's trimmed off the excess. It's trimmed it at the bottom of this extra shape that I've got here. So if I OpenGL that, I've got myself a wall. This is still a wall. You can see it says wall there. It still has the characteristics of a wall. It has the, knocked my mouse there, turned it right. It still has the jagged top there, and most importantly, because it's still a wall, I can do things like I can add a window into that now. So look, it's elevation from the sill of the window there, and I can let's make that a little higher, 500, and I could put a type of window into it, like so. Here we go there. Just check and see what happens if I add the solids together, and there we go. It's a solid addition now, but it still had the ability to put the window in. So we don't want it to be. If you still want to edit, change that window's height, for example, then don't commit to the solid addition. If you can, leave that until you're absolutely sure. But the most important thing is I was able to change the top of that window there without destroying the fact that it was a wall, and that was only something which was available in the architectural workspace with that fit walls to objects, which doesn't exist in the Spotlight workspace, which is where I work most of the time. Hope you can have some fun with that and be able to create flats with different shaped tops much easier than you were able to before. Hope that was useful. Leave some comments if it was. Thanks a lot. See you next time.